revise. In fact, it's a good practice before starting a class. Previous chapter, main points we can every day do. That can be a practice itself. Because people, they recollect, they feel nice. Okay. Anyway, chapter is small chapter today. Now let us locate the chapter. Oh, whole thing changes. Just change here, there. Oh. This Prabhuji has been giving me darshan of temples, Radha Ram, since the first class. Morning time he goes for darshan temple and he takes all of us. Can you see? Okay.
Prabhuji, screen sharing, Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you.
Screen sharing.
You can see this Kshetra, Kshetragna, Vibhaga Yoga. This chapter was understanding the difference between the observer and the body. Body is Kshetra and the observer, the body is Kshetragna. So this is what is happening in this chapter. And Arjuna asked certain questions in this chapter. He may ask, why did he ask? Because he wants to know how is he trapped in the body and how to extricate himself out of it. So he wants some knowledge so that he can surrender to. Previous chapters concluded 12 chapters. Surrender to Krishna is the greatest thing. To become devotee of Krishna, the greatest thing is I want that, but how do I extricate myself? So Krishna says, the body, you are the body, and you are the observer, and then there is body. There is a difference. And then Krishna says, I am also the observer in all the bodies. This chapter is therefore discussion of soul and Paramatma as separate from the body. And I talked about Panchakosha, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Jnanamaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya. Annamaya person just thinks about his food. Pranamaya, he thinks about securing his life. Then he has some philosophy. And then Vijnanamaya, spiritual philosophy. We are not body, we are soul. And then spiritual happiness is service to the Lord, highest perfection of consciousness. And then after that, we taught 20 elements which are needed to receive spiritual knowledge. And we meditated on them. These 20 elements have to be cultivated if you want to receive spiritual knowledge. But today we see these, all the 20 are not there. Therefore, there is no spiritual knowledge. And then Krishna talks about Paramatma. Paramatma is the source of all the senses, yet is without senses. He is inside and outside, in nearest and farthest. And then as Paramatma residing in the heart is observing all your activities. He is not interested in all your pleasures, just pity. And mental nature is giving you different bodies, and you do whatever kind of karanam guna sangasya, whatever kind of desires you're cultivating, you take a body accordingly. And the role of Paramatma in the body is upadashta and anumata, is overseeing and sanction. Nothing happens without his will. But sometimes things are sanctioned with a sad heart, sometimes with a good happy heart. When you understand this philosophy of the living entity, the interaction modes of nature, understand our situation, you are liberated. And super soul is understood in various ways, but best way is to hear about it, the Lord from an authority. The best way. And whatever you see in this world is all observer and the body. Okay. And you can somebody understand the Lord or the observer sits in all the bodies. And when you understand the Lord is present in all the bodies, you do not do any sinful activity because you cannot hide anything from the Lord. All activity performed by the body and mental nature. And soul does nothing. Basically, the Lord is doing everything, not the soul does nothing. He is responsible for all the karma. He takes all the karma, but he's the one who desires. But mental nature finally provides him those facilities. And as Sol illuminates whole the world, and the Atma illuminates the whole body with consciousness, that achieve perfection. Simple chapter. This chapter is also simple, but details are too many. A 14th chapter is very, very, very simple chapter. They think the translation is going to Russian. I'm worried sometimes. I always have this thing. Okay. Gunatiraya Vibhaga Yoga, the three modes of mental nature. Now, what I will be careful about is that the certain videos I'll not show you now. We'll see at the end. Okay. The three modes, they have a lot of videos, very interesting area to study. In fact, this chapter is so easy and so sweet that I teach it very early, not even at the 14th level. Mind control techniques come from this chapter. Most important. Again, I should tell you this supreme wisdom, best of knowledge, knowing which the sages have attained to supreme perfection. These are Nava Yogendras coming to meet Maharaj Nimi. A very interesting question Maharaj Nimi asked about incarnation for Kali Yuga. And then Nava Yogendra's reply, Lord Chaitanya. This is recorded in the Bhagavatam 11th canto. Therefore, I'll give you evidence also the Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. That is from the beginning from Bhagavatam. If you can, admins remind me, I'll show you at the time of, at the end. Just 10 minutes I need, I can show them 40, 50 references from the Shastra that Lord Chaitanya was Krishna, hidden as a devotee. That's a separate topic from what we're talking today. By fixing the knowledge when attained to the transcendental stage, which is if you understand, Krishna is giving Shruti Phala. Again, I tell you, it's a supreme wisdom. And knowing which all stages have attained to supreme perfection. Then Shruti Phala, you hear this. By hearing to Krishna, you achieve perfection. And become fixed in knowledge, you can attain to transcendental nature, which is like my own nature. Thus established, one is not born at the time of creation, not disturbed at the time of dissolution. Okay, done. Sarva yoni shikonteya murteya sambhavanteya tasha brahma mahadiyoni aham birijapada. After telling two Shruti Phalas, here you will be liberated from the world. Krishna starts the spiritual knowledge of this chapter that all living entities are actually Aham Bija Prajapita. I'm the father of all the living entities. So we just don't agree to the nonsense Darwin theory. We just don't agree. It's totally against Krishna's statement here. He says, Sarva Yoni, all the yonis I am giving birth. Not that somewhere, it can be another topic. Science and spirituality, my favorite. I wish I get time. There's some, what are there? Small pond was there, hot spring. Some chemicals started combining and life on. Hare Krishna. Best of luck. Why don't you replicate it? See, show, no? No, it happened in the past, billions of years ago, and millions of years later, we will show you. Now you just believe. Now you believe, that's all. There is no God. It all happened accidentally billions of years ago. And we will do it. We'll do it. Millions of years later, we'll do it. It's very complicated. Now, what I should do, just believe me. The crazy this is. If your science will show, no? There is experiment and observation. You show me. Then they say, can you show me God? Yes, follow the process. I have the process in front of you. They cannot argue with it. Only their argument is for fools. They may say, you challenge us always. Did you all see that video, God on Trial? The original video, I don't know which one you all showed. In the teachable, I had put it up. Correct? I hope you saw that. So anyway, the point is that it's not happened in the past, you show. So they may say, the scientists, okay, you show. Yes, we can show. You follow the process, you can see. And you follow the process chanting Hare Krishna, you'll not be able to give up. It will stick on your hand the mala and take it straight back to God. Okay, so Tasha Brahma Mahadiyoni Mahavija Prajapata. Krishna declaring, I'm the father of all the living, all the species. Yoni means the species. Now let me go back to today's topic is three modes, not species. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth and mental nature, and I am the seed-giving father. Some biologists are telling me, so Krishna, the Brahma's DNA should have the DNA of all the species. Don't use your calculations. They have Brahma has his own way of doing it. So there all the species are giving birth to the mental nature. Okay, Sattva Rajastama. Now let's discuss Sattva Rajastama iti Guna Prakriti Sambhavaha. Mental nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, ignorance. The living entity comes in contact with it, become conditioned by three modes. So it's like an infection, you inquire, and changes your whole personality. Okay. Now I have videos, but I cannot show you the videos because you know what? YouTube will, these are all having at the background copyrighted music. The devotees in America have made this. I'll show you the whole video at the end. But if I show part by part, it had the background music, they were not careful, is copyrighted. Then, YouTube will flag it. It will block the video or delete the video. So, tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanaka. O sinless one, the mode of goodness being purer than the others is illuminating and frees one from all sinful reaction. Those situated in that mode develop knowledge, but they become conditioned by the concept of happiness. So sukha, we will feel happiness, you feel illuminating. Sattva is very pure, mind is pure, body is pure, very fresh knowledge. You feel happiness. But the problem is that sometimes you become too happy there, become complacent, like comfort zone, and don't practice spiritual life further. So it's to know, because Sattva is the via media, not the goal. Like a springboard to jump to Krishna's lotus feet. So that what happens is Sattva is here, unwanted desires do come. I think I showed you the mind control classes if you have gone through that area. The bad desires are stopped and good desires are cultivated. That is the hard work Sattvic man is doing to always smile. A Rasic person, there is a problem. He was after, he is not sleeping like Tamasic man, he is working hard or working hard for personal selfishness. Mode of goodness, unlimited desire, longing, because this one is bound to the material fruitive activity. Some people feel as administrators, but how is it possible that we can work hard without Rajaguna? No. Rajaguna, one step forward, 10 steps backward, I always say. It's not the best way to work. Because suppose you do not get result, we tend to do is what? We tend to become depressed. For Sattva, he works out of duty. Like Acharya Prabhupada was ordered by his guru to take up this mission all around the world. He failed for 45 years, but he did not feel sad. He was peaceful. Nothing was coming, no result was coming. He was preaching, he was traveling, nothing was happening. I wanted to take a credit or pride. I've been teaching on the net for the last 10 years. I can show you the same Gita 18 class taken by me, the same class taken by me 7 years ago. 18 classes are also there. Nobody came, hardly 20, 30 people, they will drop out by then. So we have to be patient, we keep doing. When Krishna wants, it happens. And presently, by Krishna's grace, we are leading in ISKCON in India, even though India has 250 temples, the biggest. Our batches are 15, 20,000 people, unimaginable. The other temples are 3,000, 2,000. How do you get that? I don't know. And it's only by the good word. I'll also reveal to you the date, the next batch. You can please tell your friends to join this course. So this is interesting or not, that Rajoguna is what generally people like because it is good compared to Sattaguna, compared to Tamoguna, but it's not the highest. I've seen some people having good business, but they're going into depression because they make a loss. Then they go to doctor for tablets and they lie like vegetable. Eyes are raised. This is what as Rajoguna is, the filter is not proper. He allows things to enter into system and then harassment of the mind is started. He may not do simple activity, but is very disturbed. And via media, Rajoguna is via media for Tamoguna. The next one is Tamoguna is all sinful activities. Sinful means will destroy your health and your mind. And then again, some people ask me, how can you have absolute definition for sin? Yes, we have, because you have a goal of life. In fact, in colleges invite me to teach values. Nowadays, values is a very big thing. But I always teach spirituality directly. I talk about soul at least straight. So they ask me, suppose nobody asks me, suppose they ask me, why are you teaching about soul? You told to teach values. Because yes, because unless I develop a goal for them, then nothing is good, nothing is bad. So once there is a goal that I want to understand, I'm not body and spirit soul, then you have to keep away from smoking, drinking, and all. The mode of ignorance causes the delusion of all. The result of the mode is madness, ignorance, sleep, which binds the condition. So, because I tell you why. In Sattaguna, sometimes there is unhappiness now. Just like, say, I requesting you all to chant Hare Krishna. It may be painful now, but later there will be very happiness. That's Sattaguna. So people have to go through that. Okay, I'm chanting, no taste is coming. Doesn't matter. That is sattvic activity. They're good for you. Do it, and you will feel ecstasy tomorrow. Rajoguna, now there is pleasure, but tomorrow there is pain. Any selfish activity ends up in the society in that way. Just like, say, there's a cricket match is going on. Sattvic person will not go. I have to study. And whole hostel is, sit there. And you're sitting in your room and studying. You can relate to it. Everybody can relate to it. You're in hostel. If you go to that TV room, okay, you cannot come out. It's like so much energy there. But you're saying, no, I have to study tomorrow exam. Sattvam Guda means pain now. But tomorrow you pass the exam, you get good marks, pleasure later. That is Sattvic. That is called Shreyas, ultimate good. Rajogud, Rasic people work for prayer, immediate good. Now there is fun. What a fun! This cricket match. And then after the match is over, it's all 2 o'clock in the night. You go back to the room, you're so exhausted. I can't study now. Take rest and go for the exam and you fail. So there is pleasure now, tomorrow pain. That is Rajoguna. Tamoguna is he's not even coming to enjoy. He's taking drugs in his room, putting syringes over on his body. Pain now and pain later. Therefore, it's called madness. Therefore, it is mad. And therefore, this is Rajasic. This is Tamasic. So Tamasic, what is happening? The filter just does not work at all. The good desires are stopping and the bad desires are being encouraged. See, he's encouraging bad desires. And good desires he's stopping. Foolish. So now continue. Sattvam sukhe sanjayate raja karma nibharata jnanam avarita tutama pramade sanjayati uta. The mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion conditions to fruits of action, and ignorance to madness. So if you cultivate mode of goodness, you become very happy. Passion, you become fruits. In fact, many people write this question. I'm not able to concentrate. There is a big topic that has come in psychology, mindfulness. A lot of people have developed content on that. Mindfulness, how to be when you're doing, we absorb in an activity. Our processes are much better than all these silly psychological techniques. Simple process. They cannot say that. I asked many psychologists, why don't you tell your patient to stop all the vices? No, where they will go? That's the only escape route for them. So nonsense. I said, why don't you tell them it's bad? Then we lose customers. I said, then we are on different place altogether. You are there to make money and we are there to actually help people. They don't tell. Now, if I tell no intoxication, I lose so many people who leave the course and go. One person I asked why you left the course. He said, see, how many times I hear don't drink? I can't give up drinking. So no intoxication, no gambling. We said, don't do the vices. People don't want to hear that. Sattam Sukhe Sanjayate. But actually, when when Prabhupada came to America, so for first year in America, he had almost no followers. Even here, 1965, nothing practical. So what happened? One person taking pity, a very elderly 70-year-old man, very sincerely chanting and practicing and teaching who comes. So Swamiji, you have to relax something. At least allow them to drink. In this country, don't say drinking. So Prabhupada said, you tell them, yeah, we don't emphasize on drinking at all. We'll lose customers. So Prabhupada said, the problem is my process will not work if people don't give up vices, because Krishna consciousness is a spiritual process. I am telling you every day when you chant Hare Krishna, you will see the sweetness of this vibration. That process will not work if along with chanting some sinful activities are going on. So we emphasize on that. But true, we say you chant now, you will get strength to throw it away later. But in ISKCON, we don't give diksha till person has actually given up all the sinful habits. So mode of goodness, conditions on to happiness, passion to fruits of action, ignorance to madness. Mode of goodness. So if you want to concentrate, your mind should be pure. And for mind to be pure, your activity should be pure. For activity should be pure, you should live a pure life. So people today play around with their life. In their eating, sleeping, mating, defending, there is impurity today. In eating, they do eat something which should not be eaten. Mating, they cross the boundary of their wife, which is again sinful activity. Correct? So different ways people are having vices part of their life. Then vices, the nature is they will agitate the mind. Therefore, they are vices. Any sinful activities by definition will agitate your mind. Gambling will agitate your mind. Intoxication will agitate your mind. Relation outside marriage will agitate your mind. So they are not recommended. They will disturb you. So mode of goodness, conditions on to happiness. So when you live a pure life, you're actually also very content and happy. Passion, some fruits of action, you become very selfish. Passion means selfish. And ignorance, that's madness. Neither good for me, neither good for anybody. It's foolishness. Mode of goodness for passion mode of passion become prominent, defeating mode. Sometimes these modes keep fighting with each other. Just like this. The mind keeps going in different directions. 11. Mode of goodness experience all the gates of body eliminate. This is what happens when you feel very sattvic, you feel very happy, pleasant. Rasic conditions one to attachment, uncontrolled desire, hankering. And tamasic, oh, this is craziness. Sitting near a urinal, just imagine. Look at him, looks very handsome and well-built boy. Look at his condition, where the addiction is about to die. And what is he doing? He's sitting near a urinal, mind blown. When a dies in mode of goodness, he attains to pure higher planets. That's mode of goodness. And mode of passion, you take birth among those engaged in fruitive activity. Then mode of ignorance, you go down to take birth in the animal kingdom. These are all. Yesterday I was reading in CNN, Germany, people common now, they want to sit naked. Very good. Tree life is very convenient for you. You can stand naked for a lot of time. Human life is civilized. You should know how to dress yourself. Correct? So that is a very good nudie club of today. And then meat eating, then you become a tiger. And then sleeping, yes, very good. Beer, sleep nicely. Sleep. Eating anything, everything like China, good. Big body is good for you. Eat anything, no obstruction. By acting in the mode of goodness, one becomes purified, worked in the mode of passion, whether in distress and ignorance, madness, foolishness. Like just taking a small example, that is foolishness, making stairs with no outside. And the distress, like Bombay, Ratsik, Sattvic is peaceful. For mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. Many times, this is the biggest problem today, learning. We are out in learning time. Education is 20 years of the life, and they're not able to learn today. That's the reality. I remember, I don't know how many of you are my age today. Most of you are my age. We didn't have tuition, or do you remember? We had no tuition. And we had no distractions also. We used to be able to sit, we used to study on our own, and used to understand. But today, that's all over. It's all cramming and just vomiting out. And they repeat it times. In the coaching, 3 times, 4 times. This is the way to teach. They don't even know how to teach. Just make them cram the thing again and again. Why don't we give them some wisdom? That is best. But for that, they are not ready. Because they are Nasik, Tamsik people. Say, if a Sattvic person, he gives a book to read, he will read, he think about it. He gets wisdom. It's like this. A mode of passion he can't study because he keeps the book in front, mind is rotating all around the world. It's forced. That's why they need to go to coaching. They cannot sit on their own and study. Only Sattoguna you can sit there. Sattoguna person wants knowledge. A Rasic person has to be forced to study. You know, they say, I have to do this. Please, can be around me. I can do mine. Why can't you do it yourself? It is Rasic. He needs some help. And then grief. A mode of ignorance, foolishness, madness, and illusion develop. That's mode of ignorance. So from mode of goodness, only knowledge will come. So however you study, because some element of goodness we have, we're not zero. But if you can increase your goodness, your studies will improve, your learning will improve. That's what the people who are in learning, learning. Anyone learning his whole life will learn. Mode of passion, grief develops. And because it's selfishness. And mode of ignorance, foolishness. You can look at this. If the person angry like this, mode of ignorance. Mode of passion become greedy. And mode of goodness, wise. And those who did the mode of goodness, they go upward to the high planets. Those in the mode of passion, they were not. Urdhvam gachanti sattvasta, madhya tishtanti rajasa, jaganya gunavrittisa, adho gachanti tamasaha. And cultivate ignorance, go down to the animal kingdom. So you go up or you go down, it's your choice. What mode you're cultivating. So you can go throughout the Brahmanda up and down based on what mode you're cultivating. Now Krishna concludes, when you see that there is nothing beyond these modes in nature, and Lord is transcendental, then you can know my spiritual nature. So Lord is a controller of Maya, and you're a controller of Maya. Never, never, never put God below Maya. That sometimes Krishna Leela, be careful that we don't put God influence of Maya like us. Because our nature is to project ourselves on anybody. Krishna has nothing to desire in this world. Crores of Lakshmis are waiting to serve in the spiritual world. What he has to get in this world? Nothing. He just comes out of compassion to this world. But our intelligence is put him below, like us. Like some king comes to the jail, we think another pickpocket has come. He's not pickpocket, he's a king. How do you know? Because he knows he's the jailer, everybody is offering prayers to him. And he's not under the control of anybody. He moves freely within the jail. The embodied being is able to transit three modes. He can be free from birth, death, old age, and disease, and enjoy nectar even in this life. If you come out of Maya, Vishwam Purnas, you can enjoy nectar even in this life. That's, isn't it? So you become an Arjuna hears this. Krishna, how do we overcome Maya? Obvious question. Now, this is one small kirtan. I can show you this because this is not copyrighted. It is ISKCON kirtan. Unbelievable it is. You can imagine the happiness. Okay. Arjuna inquired, O my dear Lord, by what symptoms is one who is transcendent in this modes? And I'm interested, he can enjoy nectar within this life. How do we identify a man actually who has liberated himself? What is his behavior? How does he transcend? What's most important? How do I transcend? So symptoms, Krishna says, I've taken an example of Narada, totally transcendental. Not free from attachment, illusion, was seated like an unconcerned. So basically, any disturbance at the body and mental level, he is not disturbed because he's on spiritual level. So bodily level is mental level is praise. There is pleasure and pain at bodily level, and bodily level, clod, stone, piece of gold with an equal eye. Praise and blame to be the same at a mental level. Unchain and honor and dishonor at a mental level. Treats friends and foes alike. So all this at bodily and mental level, all the disturbances, is unconcerned. He is on a spiritual level. So that's a symptom of a man. Mahamacha Avyavichar, and the final two shlokas of this chapter. Mahamacha Avyavicharina, without any diversion. And somebody is engaged in devotion service. Sagunana Samati, and he overcomes the three modes of mental nature. Brahma Voyai Kalpate, and achieves spiritual platform. So how to achieve spiritual platform? We continuously be engaged in devotion service. Sorry, my voice would not have been clear. So now I think my voice is clear. So Mamacha Avyavicharina, without any diversion, when
Prabhuji.
now it's clear. So without any diversion, when you're engaged in a devotion service, we transcend the three modes. Constantly be engaged without any break in the service to Krishna, you'll be outside the three modes. Sagunan samite tan brahma bhuyai kalpate. So pack your day tight. Don't leave free time in your day and keep some devotion activities in a day. Gradually, you'll overcome the three modes of mental nature. Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. You'll influence Tamoguna, come out of Rajoguna, even Sattva-guna, and achieve spiritual happiness. Brahmano hi pratishtha amritasya swasya shashvatasya dharmasya sukasya ekantikasya. And I am the impersonal Brahman, which is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal. Done. So Krishna is saying Brahman is coming from me, not I am coming from Brahman. Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. Okay, done. Now I think I can show you this video that I was talking. Before that, I can stop the recording.